It is Tuesday, the 24th of August. I'm Tom Young, and we're here today for AnchorFM.com podcasts called Money Shifts and Facebook Live, the Family Money Farm Group. You know, we are here every day to bring good thinking, hoping to inspire you, to help you grow, to help you find the road less traveled that I believe all of us in some way are looking for. We're looking for more. We're looking for better. And it all starts with us. It all starts with how we think, how we decide to think, our attitude every day. There's a whole litany of things that we need to work on in order to find happiness and success in our life, to find that purpose, that thing that we are all destined to do or become. It is so important to do that every day. As we start every presentation every day, we start with prayers. Our prayers go out for everybody today, especially those in Afghanistan, trying to get out of there and avoid this Taliban people over there. I was in the military, but I was never over there. This is a bad situation that could be extremely worse than it is right now, and it's leaning that way. So we need to pray. We need to pray for everybody in the world that has been affected by this China virus, and it just doesn't seem to want to go away. We need to pray for all of those people that are stuck in this country because of the ineptness of the leadership in the USA today. I'm not going to go there, but we all are getting, I believe most people are getting angrier every day at how this is being handled by the inept leadership that we have in this country today. So we need to pray. We need God's help. We need to pray for those who have lost loved ones. And we need to pray for the loved ones who have been lost, that the Lord would outstretch his arms and gather them into his kingdom of heaven above. In Jesus' name we pray. As we start today, today I want to be positive. I want to talk about positive things, because all the success in life, all of it, whether it's financial, personal happiness, relationship, all of it starts with how we think. I want to talk about a quote today. We have another quote today by President John F. Kennedy. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. That is such an amazing quote today. I remember as a very, very young man, I was in high school when John Kennedy was president. And I remember this saying, I've never forgotten it. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. We need to have that kind of an attitude, folks. We need to step out and be the people of the world that we were meant to be. See, I believe America, USA, very simply, is a project of God above. How else in the world could we have had so much success in this world compared to the rest of the world? We are a melting pot of people from all over the world have came here, have made a mark here, have found success here, had created opportunity, and have taken advantage of opportunities like no other country in the world. And I believe there is a faction right now in the world that is envious of the U.S., and they are dead set on bringing America to its knees. And I, like many I know, I'm not going to be on my knees. Only to honor the Lord above and pray to the Lord above would I be on my knees. I will not be on my knees for a dictator or a government or any other kind of power other than the Lord above himself. When we talk about positive attitudes, the things that I talk about, I want to get into today is I want to talk about positive thinking. Things that we think about every day. It's a decision, folks. It is an actual decision to be positive. When everything around us is trying to drag us back to the negative thinking of everybody else. In other words, if you do what everybody else does, you get the average of what everybody else got. And I know there are some of you that just your nature, that's okay with you. But I believe there is greater opportunity, greater things to be accomplished in life if we simply learn how to think positive. Positive prosperity thinking defeats poverty and poverty thinking. It's that simple. Again, we're talking about what the typical financial world would lead you to believe is the answer or the action or the solution to your future financial well-being. Let me read a couple of these to you. Net worth is a measurement. Net worth is not a measurement at retirement. When you get to retirement, how much passive residual income have you developed along the way? Because the hardest thing that I have found to help people do is reach retirement. They've saved a bunch of money with no clue on how much passive residual income that can be created with that money. Net worth alone is not an answer for future savings for retirement. And again, we are all thinking about retirement. It's all about income at some future date. Maybe you're still working. Maybe you're like me. I don't have a plan to quit what I'm doing. But you know what? There are other factors involved. Something may happen. I may not be capable of doing what I do any longer. And if that were the case, where's my income going to come from? You may have a great job. I have a lot of clients that are engineers. They typically don't retire. What they do is they retire from their position, but then they become self-employed and they become a consultant to the company that they were working for. I have lots of engineer clients that have done that. They actually make more money as a consultant than when they were working because there are no benefits for the company to pay for. So they typically pay you more money as a consultant. They don't have HR. They don't have to worry about insurances, benefits, or any of those kind of things. Because I try to get everybody to think, when you reach a point in time where you're at an age where you're thinking about retiring, I don't recommend full retirement for anybody. You cannot lose the connection that you have to making money. Because the black storm, the financial storm, this black storm that is in Washington, that is coming, it is upon us now. We're seeing the beginning remnants of wind and rain coming in the form of inflation. This pandemic and everything that's going on around it, we're reverting back and starting to close down the economy again. This is not going to be kind. It is not going to be good for the future. So you need to be prepared to continue to work in some capacity. And if you hate what you do or physically cannot do it, find something that is a hobby, turn it into a business, find something to do that will make you money. So when I look at these, net worth is not a measurement. It's not a measurement of financial income at retirement. Retirement oriented. I talked about this before. The real retirement age today is age 87. I've told the story. In 1890, a guy named Bismarck, an economist in Europe, in Germany said that if you reach age 65, you should be able to retire and receive some kind of government stipends. Life expectancy was 49 years old, so not a lot of people were getting to age 65. Roosevelt come along with the New Deal, and the New Deal, the purpose of it was to get people out of work and free up jobs for younger people during the Depression. It didn't solve the Depression, but it gave the government a tool that now they have added to it in so many ways that it is unsustainable, and it is going to bankrupt in the next 4 to 7 years. It will be bankrupt. And if it is not fixed in some way, that means instantly you're going to lose 25% of your benefits instantly. And that's all that will be available based on what is collecting. But here's another problem, folks. Here's the issue. Number one, people are living longer. That's a given. People are living longer. Number two, fewer people are working. If you don't believe me, go to the usdebtclock.org and you'll find that the employment in the year 2000 was several million more. Several million more than today. There was 159 million working in 2000. And today it's about 152 million. So there are fewer people working, paying into the system. The system provides more and more increased benefits as it has over the years added more and more benefits to the system of Social Security. So we got a real problem. That's just part of the unfunded liability of over $150 trillion. And my friend, your share as a taxpayer is $1 million of that obligation. Live only on the interest. Remember that net worth? So you get all this net worth and you say, well, gee, you live on the interest. Well, how much interest are you making today? How much interest are you making today on that money? And because the Federal Reserve and the government has pushed interest down so low to accommodate their debt. So you don't understand that this is about controlling the money. This is a conspiracy, if you want to call it that, of controlling the interest rate to keep the level of interest the government has to pay on the debt low. Because frankly, if the interest on a 10-year treasury was 6%, as it was in 2007, the interest on the debt would be $2 trillion a year. It would be more than half of all the revenue of the federal government. But oh, by the way, the interest, because it's over a long period of time, they have all different levels of interest. And what I saw was an article where the federal government paid out over $5 trillion in interest last year on debt service, and they only took in 3.4 trillion. Somewhere in the future, I don't know how soon or how far away, there's going to be some kind of reset. Think that word reset? Pay attention to the news media because they're already talking about a reset. Countries around the world owe so much money to the Rothschilds and the central banking systems that there is no way on earth it's ever going to get paid back. In reality, if the countries were like companies, they're all bankrupt. They're all bankrupt. So you have to look out for you. That's all I talk about. How do I create the maximum efficiency in the financial world of my life? And that also has to happen with my attitude, positive thinking. I have to believe that the great thing can happen for me and I can actually get control of this stuff. That's all for today. Talk to you again tomorrow. Get my new book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project, and get it at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or you can get it here. You can go to cfo-project.com. There it is. Put in your name and email address. You'll get a link instantly and a free download, cover to cover. the complete book. No obligation, no cost. God bless. Talk to you tomorrow.